Hello, random viewers, and welcome to the 15th episode of my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. So I decided just to go straight in to the VAB. So anyways, in today's episode, we're going to launch this, and then another one. So I made a few edits since last episode. First of all, I added 2 fuel tanks to the top of the solid rocket boosters with fuel lines. And this makes it so that the fuel from these tanks drains into these. It gives a little bit of extra life on our main engine. And when we eject these boosters, we lose the weight of those tanks, so we don't have to keep carrying them with us. So that's good. I did a test flight. It can make it into orbit. Has less fuel to spare than I'd like, but that's fine. We'll be fine. So we're going to pick our pilot. We're going to use Disa, and we're going to launch this into orbit. And once we've launched one of them, we'll launch another. We'll do a standard rendezvous, and then dock them together. It's just one step up. Oh no. I'm so sorry, I hit the microphone. Anyways, we have to start this rocket at full power, but after a few seconds we'll throttle down. Alright, here we go. Yeah, it takes a few seconds to lift off, but that's fine. Oh right, it's that main engine spooling up. I forgot, those KW Rocketry engines, they take a few seconds to spool up. Now, we're not going to be super gentle with our gravity turn on this. It's going to be pretty straight up, and then we turn over. And it just has a bad habit of slipping, this rocket, so it'll slip to the side easily. So this deep down, we'll end up at the 45-degree line by like 9,000 kilometers, and it's just not good. It's best just to go as straight as possible, just slightly to the side. Alright, I'm going to throttle down even more now, as we're getting even more speed. We've already drained those outer tanks. Of course. This thing guzzles fuel like mad. Just takes a lot of fuel. Right. So yeah, Disa's hating it, as always. Ungrateful, kind of pitiful. She's just sad. I've explained my opinions about her before. She's just a sad Kerbal that needs a life. Sorry, Disa, but you deserve it. You don't have a life. You're pitiful. Then again, I probably would not enjoy this process very much either. This rocket gets up to about 2.5 Gs at its worst, which is quite a lot for an ascent in a Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. Most rockets aren't that intense. Okay, we need to straighten out some before the boosters burn out. Okay. We've got to make sure the boosters clear the rocket before we do anything drastic. There's a good chance they could hit the sides. And people in my house are being noisy. However, I've watched my recordings back and you can't hear them too much, which is very nice, because it would annoy me if I heard lots of people talking. Anyways, we're going to go up to full power now. So yeah. Hopefully not too much noise. Yeah, look, 2.5 Gs. It's a lot. I'm gonna push that up. We want to go into about an 80-kilometer orbit. Looks a lot like a Soyuz after it's jettisoned its other stages. The Soyuz looks a lot like this. It's wider at the top than it is down the middle. I like the look of the Soyuz, the Russian rocket. It's a very pretty rocket. Then again, most rockets are pretty nice. They have fire. I like fire. Fire looks cool. Alright, we're running out of fuel, so I'm throttling back. Okay, how high are we going up? 70. So we're just going to glide like this for a little bit. And the reason for that... forgot to add solar panels. Just realized that. I meant to do that after the test flight. So I'm going to have to turn off the torque. We're going to use RCS to steer. That's fine. Anyways, once we're up at about 60 kilometers, we will jettison the fairing. It's just that the aerodynamic pressure, this aerodynamic shape is best to keep, because that docking port on the front is very flat. And of course we get a roll. We will use the... Okay. Anyways, we'll do that. then we will start this engine and use a little bit of the RCS to push us upwards. Now this rocket engine is not super efficient inside the atmosphere, but that's fine because we're pretty high up. We'll soon be out of the atmosphere. Oh, that's weird. This engine sounds a little bit like music. Okay, we're in space now. Now there's actual real music. Yeah, we're burning off a lot of this RCS fuel, just because it's extra weight and it's extra fuel we can burn. And burning fuel is good, because that's less weight that you've got to carry. So this stage will push us into orbit. We're not quite in orbit yet, as you can see. And this yellow line here, it means our satellite that we put into orbit last episode is connected to the Space Center. So as we start putting up more satellites, as we get contracts for them, good things start happening. Okay, I can now disable the RCS boost that we were using and begin throttling back the main engine. We just want this to go up to about 80 kilometers. Okay, that's great. So we will wait till we get up there and then do the periaps. Okay, we're high enough up. We can begin the burn. I love RCS jets. They're fun to watch. Alright, I will engage the RCS and then the engine. We're going to do this gently at first, just because we don't need to. Anyways, the next time we do a launch, I'll only show the highlights. I'll cut out most of it, because you guys have seen a lot of launches now. Like every time I do a new rocket, I'll show you the launch. But besides that, there's no point in me showing every launch. Okay, I'm now going to throttle back even more. And I will use the RCS to finish putting us into orbit. Well, I'll use a little bit of the engine, just because it's faster. Okay, we don't want that to get too high. It's going to kill the engine there. I'll time accelerate to here, and then I'll boost it up a little bit more. Why is it a lander? I'm going to have to change its icon. I'll show you how you can do that, then we will go to the next rocket. And we are not using any reaction wheels at this time. We are completely unreliant on electricity. Okay, that's everything about. We've used a good portion of our RCS fuel, but that's fine because this is not the one doing the docking. So yeah, there's that rocket. Now we'll go to the next one. So we will save and go to the Space Center. Not revert flight. Don't want to hit revert flight. That'd be bad. I'm going to see if we've got a contract just for like science data around space. Sorry, space around Kerman. New solar station. No. Nope, nothing. Nothing interesting. So now what? Right. We're going to go back to the VAB and launch another Titan. I'm going to put a solar panel aboard this one, just because it needs it. We can recharge the batteries of the other one when we dock with it. There we go. That's good. And who will crew this one? Jebediah. Let's see. Let's let Valentina do it. Jebediah got to do the satellite launch last episode. They've got to take turns doing the boarding jobs. Alright. Yeah. It would be nice to have fins on this rocket, but it's just not necessary. It would get rid of that slipping I was talking about, because it cuts through the air and stops it. But it's just extra weight. If I fly it right, we don't need it. It just makes the rocket slightly harder to fly, but whatever. Who cares about that? Anyways, I'm going to time accelerate until we have this exactly where we want it. And people making more noise. The people who live in my house have been talkative today, to say the least. Alright, that's coming up now. So anyways, you've seen this 1,000 times. I'm going to launch this, and then once I'm in orbit, I will come back with you. Until then, yeah, I'll see you in a second. So, I'm going to pause the recording. I'll see you after this is in orbit. I'm back. The people stopped making noise. I have a maneuver set up that will put us within 0.2 kilometers of our target, so 200 meters, which is very close. So we will do this very tiny burn using our RCS, and yeah. So I forgot to show you, before I stopped, to change the icon, you right click on the capsule, you click rename vessel, and I'm going to call it the 1B, by the way, just so that we don't get confused. I'm going to make it a ship. And then when we go out here, you can see the icon is now a ship. Alright, we're going to keep going to our maneuver. Change the other one to a ship eventually, if I remember. Okay, we are now going to turn to our burn. This one has solar panels, the other does not. So it will do most of the maneuvering, since it can keep its electricity. And then we will use the RCS and do the burn. Okay. How close is that? That's very unhelpful. Okay, 0.5. Yeah, maneuver nodes can be off a little bit at times. And then we'll catch up to it. When we get out there, we will cancel our velocity relative to the target. Okay. It's not really that much velocity to cancel. We can just use our RCS, and this marker will chase us, and we'll just keep pushing it. We can actually use the translation controls using I, J, K, and L to get this exactly where we want it. Kerbal has a ton of controls, it's ridiculous. So we're going to use the J and I keys to get that right on these two markers right here. We want them right on it. Okay, we don't even need that view anymore. We're pretty close now. I'm actually going to turn around, and we're going to go retrograde from that for now. Stop spinning. Okay, I now have it where I want it. We will just let this drift. We'll actually quick save because I do not want to die. No! What the? I hit the wrong button. I hate it when I do that. These controls are reversed. Oh, it helps when you press V a few times and get it to chase mode. It makes things a little bit sickening. You'll see what I mean later. I'll accelerate towards it a little bit. Okay, we're coming right up on it now. Going to use the H key to just cancel out the last of that velocity. Okay, now that we're pretty close, I'll turn around and point us directly at it. Oh, that's right, they changed chase view in the last update. We will thrust her towards it. There goes the sun. Wonderful. Our first docking will be at night, making it very hard to see. I'll do it like this. You'll be able to see the silhouettes against the galaxy back there. Anyways, I will then target that and turn to face it exactly. And when we face it exactly, we will then just hopefully bring these two docking ports, this little bit and this little bit, together. So yeah, we'll thrust her towards it because it will drift slowly. So we want to get in there quickly before it drifts too much. You can always switch back and forth and get it just right. Then we'll use the IJKL keys, which translate us up, down, left, and right to get us right where we want it. And now we are 15 meters away. I will slow down slightly. And we are about 8 away. I'll slow down again. Well, a little early. I will continue to use the translation keys. We'll slow down right before we dock. We don't want to come in too quickly. And we're docked. Great. We'll turn it off target view because things will get weird. Okay, and we'll cycle the SAS. We are now docked. And we get a contract. And $70,000. Wonderful. What? Okay. Never mind. So yeah, we just docked 2 spacecrafts together. Which is cool. We can replenish the battery on the one with the light. Because one has solar panels and the other does not. So yeah, we'll replenish its batteries. Like that. We lined them up pretty well. Somewhat. Where is the Space Center? It's over there. Well, the Space Center's at night. It's fine. We can land at night. You can see it's just all one craft now. Anyways, we're a good distance away. About there. We will now... Now this is important. We're going to click Control from here. We want to make sure that we are not going the wrong direction. I will. Okay. Don't do RCS. Just don't do RCS. And I'm going to toggle the torque since we can do that now. Okay, I'm just going to turn off chase view now. Free. That's what we want. There we go. Weird things are happening. Okay, we are not going to use the engines, just because that would be dumb. We're just going to use the RCS. And we're going to thrust her backwards. Well, forwards. There actually isn't really a front or back. And now that we can see where the thrusters are going, we can disable the appropriate engine. So shut down engine, and then we can use that engine. Yeah. Because the RCS thrusters don't line up perfectly, it makes it hard to get lined up really well. Okay, we had a lot more fuel left over than I expected. That's surprising. We could always transfer it all over, like to this one. You could leave one of them in orbit for a while, send them somewhere interesting. Yeah, one of our rockets is now pretty much completely full. Well, not really. I'm gonna get the tanks distributed the way I want it. Oh, I forgot. We just deorbited. So yeah, they are both coming down now. I could boost this one into an orbit again. Why not? I mean, there's no point. I will now jettison that engine. Well, no, I'll jettison the other, just in case. Okay, we're now coming into the atmosphere. What I'm going to do... Oh, I just realized something important. We should have done this separately. If we decouple them, we will, one of them can get deleted, because it will not be loaded in. So that would be bad. I'm going to do something crazy, and we're going to re-enter with our engine. This is going to be fun. Good thing we ejected that stage. We're definitely controlling from here. Good. We'll just try to keep it straight. We'll see how long this engine lasts. Probably not long. So this re-entry is going to be interesting. Very interesting. Actually, you know what we can do? We can go forward. We can use this one's heat shield and keep the whole thing. If we can land with all of this, we'll make a ton of money. Especially if we get close to the Space Center. So yeah. Why not? We'll roll this way. We can use the translation keys to boost us higher up. And that will extend our trajectory, because I didn't time it super well. Could burn off the last of that amount of propellant. We actually had a lot left over. Anyways, we'll continue now. Leaving the RCS on is fine, because we need the maneuverability, because this thing's going to want to flip. So with the RCS on, that'll help a lot. So yeah, NASA wouldn't usually do this. They wouldn't care. They'd just eject their engine. But because this is Kerbal, and things can get deleted if you get too far away from them, there's a good chance one of these two capsules would get deleted. And we don't want that. So we're just going to hold on and watch. Alright, we are losing a blader slowly now. We need to hold it on. I'm going to stop time accelerating. We're going to try to keep it straight. Try. I might try that. Wastes a lot of fuel and a lot of RCS, but Valentina or Disa can hold it on the prograde vector for us. See, it causes a lot of twitching, as you can see, but that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, they're going to drain a lot of that RCS, but that's fine. It's not that necessary. And that heat shield's going to take a lot, because we're very high up, and we have a lot of weight. And that heat shield's going to be taking the full force of that weight slowing down. There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to use the RCS to help slow down, hopefully. Whichever one of these people's going backwards, I think it's Valentina. Here, I can check. Who's in there? Yeah, Valentina. She's going to be experiencing those face-ripping off negative Gs I talked about. What in the world? Yay. Engine overheating. I'm gonna go retrograde now. And use the engine to slow down. Okay. This is interesting. Very interesting. Going to rearrange the staging. Going to turn off the SAS. We don't even need it anymore. What's the parachute? Risky. Come on. Come on. I need it to be safe. Okay. There's one parachute. There's the other. I'm going to do them one at a time just to be safe. Okay. There's another. And one more. Alright, there we go. We have all 4 parachutes out, which should be enough to cushion our landing. And we will now time accelerate. There's a galaxy over there. You can see it. Galaxies are cool. We didn't get too far away from the Space Center. That's fine. We're falling pretty slow, actually, which is great. And now someone's upside down. Look at that glitch. When we're time accelerating, the docking ports separate. See? They go back together when we stop. Then they separate again. Oh, those separate too. See that? That's really interesting. Must be the parachutes. Whatever. We're over the ocean, so this altimeter is accurate. For once. This altimeter drives me crazy. Why can't we have this nice altimeter, this one right here, out here, in the third-person view? I wish we had it here. That would be so nice, because then we could actually see things and have an idea of how far above the terrain we are. I'm going to use our engine just a little bit. It's pretty useless in the atmosphere. We'll just use it to slow down a little bit. Just to slow down a little bit more than at the last second. X. And it will topple over. Oh no. What happened? Oh no. Crap. Disa just died. That's really bad. Well, I'm sorry, Disa. That is terrible. We've now lost reputation, and we lost an astronaut. You know, I would complain that the capsules are made of paper-thin metal, but it's me who did it. I picked the capsules that were paper-thin. I made a lot of mistakes. I was hoping they'd all work out, but I was wrong. Apparently, a rocket is like a pendulum, and when one spot hits, the rest soon follows, and then everybody dies. That's very sad that we lost Disa Kerman. We rescued her from orbit of Kerman, and now she is dead. It's very sad. Polar orbit of Kerman. No. Surface outpost on Ike. What does it have to have? Antenna, docking port, generate power. 9 Kerbals. How much does it pay us? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I don't want that. Oh, where's that? No, I don't want to do that. So the surface outpost of Ike. That'd be interesting. Very interesting. Ike's cool. Why not? What's the duration? 35 years. Yeah, we'll get it done by then. I'm gonna upgrade this. Infinite contracts would be nice. Alright. Plant a flag on the moon. Well, what do we have active? We have science data from the surface of the moon. Yeah, we're getting that. We're going to do one last moon mission. Then I think we will be retiring our... whatever. Yeah, we're gonna make a lot of money from this. So where is our rocket? We will fly our rocket one more time, and I think we will retire it. That'll be our moon rocket. No, oh. Now we're going to go to the Luna 5. That is our moon rocket. We'll go to it. Okay. So we need to test a device. And that, yeah, it's important to test this device. So what I'm going to do is find a way to attach it to this. Where do I put it? Where do I put it? It's a hard decision. Basically, I'm going to save that, then exit. I need to be exactly sure of what the thing they want us to test is. Anyways, they want us to test... We accepted this a long time ago. They want us to test this decoupler in orbit of the moon. Is that what it says? Yeah. Orbiting the moon. 10,000 meters to... Yeah, that's where we go usually. So, well... Yeah, that's where we usually orbit. That's a little bit lower than usual, but we're fine. Yeah, that's fine. Prestige, exceptional. Ooh, our deadline is getting closer. So what do we need to test? Where is it? Rockamax brand decoupler. That's it. I hope it's not the super big one, but it probably is, because they love to do that to us. Like, hey, or test this giant thing. Yep. We've got to attach this to the rocket somewhere. I think I know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to call this the Luna 6 because it's a variation of the 5. I'm going to make this be the root part. Good. Okay, we've got that as our root part. Now we will remove the capsule. I'm actually going to drain the monopropellant. It's just not necessary. And give this thing full fuel. We drained it slightly of its fuel for the Minmus mission. We'll remove our emergency fuel reserves. We don't need them. We've proved that many times, time and time again, that they are not necessary. Well, there we go. Okay. Then we'll just take this thing, put it like that. It's a ton of extra weight. I hate to bring it. How much does it weigh? Where's its mass? 0.04. It's not that much weight, but it would be really nice not to bring it. But hey, we got a contract for it. it's also not very aerodynamic. So we need a nose cone. Let's just give it this cone. How much does it weigh? A lot. Wonderful. Yeah, we've got this big thing on the top of our rocket now. This was a terrible idea. Terrible. I think I'm actually going to increase... Oh, I forgot that. It's our mass. Yeah, this rocket maxes out the launch pad. We can't add anything more. I wonder, can we, like... How much does this thing weigh? Can we afford 2 of these? No. We're over our mass. What's our mass limit? We can take 0.01. That's too heavy. I'd love to bring one of these along. Give ourselves just a little bit more of a boost. But that's not happening. Unfortunate. Anyways, this is going to be interesting next episode. Because we're going to have to fly a rocket that pretty much barely has enough fuel to go to the moon. And then we're going to have a giant thing attached to the top of it. For some reason. Why is that not in that stage? That should be there. Those go. And those, yeah. Well, we'll do that. Then that. We've got to fix the staging. Because staging... Okay. That's everything. So next episode, we'll go to the moon one last time in this rocket. Then I think we'll be retiring the Luna 5. Well, I know this is the Luna 6, but yeah. This will probably be the end of the Luna program. Kind of sad, but it's nice. We'll be going to much greater places after this. So that will be next episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you then. Better be back here. Bye.